suppose like anything that you do, like after a while, and like it becomes even when you started and you're doing something that it's true to your core, it's true to you. If you do it often, and then you have a team, and you do all that stuff, then it becomes less of a fun thing and less of a side project, and it becomes more of a job, and it becomes more of work. So in in a way, you could say that like a lot of the stuff that we are doing, and a lot of stuff that I do right now, is very different from what I did when I started. Like when I started, I was doing mostly like doodles. Like I was doing all the art, and I was creating a collection, and I was like creating this world. So but now it's really about maintaining a community, and a community that always has like a ton of expectations, and whatever you do, you're never going to meet those expectations, and they're always going to want more. So your question, like, are you having fun? I will be honest, sometimes it's not that fun. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's just like having like people who are always just like there, like vocally, like talking to you directly, to the creator. It's I think there is a lot of good stuff. Like, hey, you're hearing directly from your supporters, like their support. You're hearing their concerns, you're hearing what they care about. So that's really important for me, as a who's not just only an artist, but it's also someone. I'm a product thinker. I'm a maker, and I'm a designer. So like having a user input is really important, because like that helps you improve your
Yeah.
product. It helps you iterate, and it helps you just like, oh, okay, well, let's do it this way.
It's
uh,
crazy. It's crazy that, and it's something I feel like we don't talk about enough in the NFT world, is just this transition with everybody having a direct line to the founders of the project, the people really running it behind the scenes. In like a traditional company situation, you don't speak to the CEO of, I don't know, Netflix has been in the news recently. Like, you don't talk to the CEO of Netflix every day. You hear from them on a quarterly basis. And all of a sudden, you're expected to have this ongoing communication. And that really can lead to burnout and, I would say, like other consequences that project founders may not anticipate at the beginning.
it's yeah, and you mentioned burnout, and it is something that I think is rampant now in the community, and I would say that it's sometimes something that I feel. Like, I don't know, like I feel sometimes tired and drained. I feel like whatever I do, it feels like a failure, and there's always like a little bit of self doubt, and like that drives you to lose a little bit of your motivation. I will say this too. Sometimes, like the space, like how what it started as a for me, it was just like, oh man, this is like uh, a just like a new place to develop my art and have a connection with my supporters. This is amazing. But then you start seeing in the space that like a most of the people care only about they're there because of the financial reasons, which is okay. That's great. But at least my expectations were tarnished. Then it's like, oh, okay, they actually don't care about the art. It's the art is just there. So you become I become a little bit maybe detached, and as the artist, who is the only one who actually cares about the art, and not only myself, I think my team is just amazing, and I wouldn't be here without my team, and that core slice of supporters on our Discord, who are just there because they love the art, because they love the stories, because they're really there to create something new. So that small slice of the supporters are like really like what keeps us going. But like when you see the res, like it's hard not to grow a little bit cynical and negative, where
Mm.
like, oh, yeah, this is not like
So,
whatever you do is never going to be enough. Whatever you do, you're always going to fail. So you feel a little bit helpless, and trapped.
yeah.
And so I don't
Well,
know. Like, wow, I'm just like coming out as just like the, yeah, like I think I'm not alone in this. Like, I know that a lot of founders, creators, and people in teams and other artists are feeling a little bit like this. And maybe they don't tell you that because that creates FUD. You're gonna
I
talk about
appreciate
these
the
things.
honesty. Yeah, no, I appreciate the honesty, and also want to say like those feelings are so valid, and I think it's impactful for others to hear the experience you're going through when all of a sudden your art has this massive monetary value put behind it, and then people are expecting it to maybe be things that it wasn't originally intended to be. And what I see in NFTs so often is this constant shifting in expectations. All of a sudden, a different project starts doing something, and everyone starts saying, "Oh, why aren't we doing that too?" And it's okay for projects to be different, to serve different purposes, to have different roadmaps.
You're listening to the Unstoppable Podcast, the go-to place for everyone to learn about the latest innovations in Web3, NFTs, and the decentralized web. Welcome to the metaverse.